everyone, today I'll be reviewing this brand new movie dropped on Netflix called Dreamland. And this movie, when I say brand new, it isn't. I guess it came out in 2020 and it is starring Margot Robbie, Fimmel, and Fimmel. And this movie takes place in 1930, around that time in Texas. And in this movie, we see this young teenager. He's a bounty hunter in this movie. But when he come across with this bank robber, in this movie played by Margot Robbie, and we see this bank robber is actually hiding in his home. There is a small shed there. She's just hiding there. And this movie, like Travis Fimmel, he's also in this movie. He's Finn Cole's stepfather in this movie, and this movie has this annoying voiceover. Throughout the movie, I was like, "Oh my God, stop doing this voiceover!" And this movie, when I saw it is dropping on Netflix starring Margot Robbie, I never heard of this movie, but I might have seen something starring Travis Fimmel, because I really like Travis Fimmel. He's a really good actor, but he's not in many good movies. What do I think about this movie? This movie, it is, end of it, I was like, oh, this was a really pointless movie. When I say this, I really mean it. This movie is really pointless. And in this movie, we see this Margot Robbie, she is hooking up with this teenager end of this movie. And I was like, are you kidding me? And when I looked at the director, who is also maybe teenager or something, he looks really young. This was his dream project, I guess, sleeping with Margot Robbie. Although Margot Robbie in this movie was like, she was okay. Her character was like, what? And this teenager, Finn Cole, who is kind of like this teen, his life is directionless and it's going nowhere. And when in this movie we see his friend is moving to Mexico and he wants to move there. I guess he doesn't have money or plan, of course, when he met her. And this movie, it is very predictable, bit by bit. I was like, oh my God, this is the most predictable movie. And I feel like I have seen this kind of movie before. So this movie does start with, like, this movie fools the audience. It does have beautiful production, like all the production design is actually really beautiful. All the houses and the time frame it takes place, although it takes place in like 1930, of course, Texas, it does looks like the feel of it, like when you watch it. And there was a like sand storm. I didn't even know there's a sandstorm happening there. So that was interesting. I don't even know how the sandstorm, this house are still surviving. Why it's not blown by the wind, because it was so windy. And the way this movie ends, it is the most predictable way, and I don't get it. Why we had to like follow Finn Cole so much. So what, he met this manipulative woman who's a bank robber, and like this movie really didn't need to be told. It was really like pointless movie, and I felt like, why did I watch it? Pointless, waste of my time. The only reason I was watching because I thought, oh, Travis Fimmel in this, and Margot Robbie, who is in every single movie. I see why people don't want to watch her anymore, because she's in everything and she's always naked in all of her movie. Like I'm just waiting for her to get naked, and she does get naked if you're interested in that. And this movie, it was and I'm like, oh my God, is she hooking up with this teenager? And she was. And I was like, oh, this movie, it was really pointless. Direction was pointless, and overall this movie was, voiceover was really annoying. The only thing I like, even Travis Famous character was pointless too. And I was like he isn't mean stepdad, he's not a nice stepdad. What was his character point in this? And the way it's end, I was like, okay, they gave him a nice moment in this. And this movie, it is, I don't know, what was it trying to say? Overall, I thought it was a pointless movie. I see why it miserably flop at the box office. The only thing I liked in this movie, I want to mention, that is the production design, and the cinematography did look really nice. Although this movie, it is like and that was my thought on this movie. Let me know in the comment, what do you think about this movie? And if you enjoyed this review, don't forget to check my other review on other Netflix movie. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.